People with special needs can face isolation and challenges. Our guests will share information about a local program called the Friendship Circle, coming up next on Connecting Our Community. Hello everybody, I'm Karen Allen. Welcome to Connecting Our Community. My guest tonight is Chana Kaplan. Chana and her husband Mendel run Friendship Circle of Maryland. I've never heard of that. Tell me about it. And thank you for coming, Chana.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me here tonight. So where do you want me to start?
What
do
is
we
Friendship
do?
Circle? Yeah.
All right. So Friendship Circle is an organization in the Jewish community. We service Montgomery County, Washington.
The tri-state area?
Washington and Maryland.
Okay, so.
But Montgomery County,
Okay.
like this, you don't
Okay.
go into Virginia. And we provide friendship for kids, teens, and young adults with special needs in a very unique and original way within the Jewish community.
What do you mean?
Okay, so I can describe the different programs we have
Yeah.
to you.
And first, what is the age range?
So we're kind of getting younger and younger. I see we used to start like 5, and now we're already starting at 3. At 3 years old, and we go into young adults. And the way we've been working is I'm growing together with the kids, well, the young adults. As they get older, I can't just leave
send
them.
Send them out to the world.
Right, so we need to be creative into how to keep them engaged. So I don't know how old the oldest is, like maybe 30, probably 30.
30 years old?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really an extension of services.
Yes, so we have different programs for the different ages.
Okay.
You don't have the young adults with the young children.
Right.
So
First of all, before you get there, Chana, what kind of special needs are we talking about?
we have no criteria.
So any kind.
Any kind.
Intellectual, emotional, mental, physical.
Correct.
That is amazing.
Correct.
Because they all are different and require different services.
Every single one. It's an interesting thing. I always get that question, especially from volunteers. What are the kids like I'm going to work with? What are the disabilities you work with? And the truth is that we're about friendship. And across the board, you could be verbal, nonverbal, whatever ability or disability a person may have. One of the hardest things is friendship.
Yeah,
to make
that's
friends.
so true. It's so true.
So it's irrelevant to us. We don't even ask for a diagnosis. It's not important to us. It's important to us to know things that are important so we can be there properly for the child or the teen or the young adult. But it's irrelevant what their diagnosis is.
So
if you need a friend, we're there.
yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
How does it work?
Okay, so let's start from the different programs we have
Okay.
and then into like how the families
Yeah.
or the teens or the volunteers get in touch with us. So we have 2 main categories of programs. One of our very popular programs is called the Friends at Home program, where we pair up 1 or 2 teens with a child or teen with special needs, and they go into their home for an hour a week. It's the same teens that go in for an hour a week. We ask them to commit for the school year. And the reason why that one's so popular is because we become sometimes the only play date.
Yeah.
And because it's not therapy and it's not it's supposed to be a fun
Right.
hour. Which little kid doesn't want to hang out with a
Right.
teen?
So it's companionship.
100%. And we've had friendships that have lasted years. We're doing this, we're coming up to 10 years.
Wow. Okay, 10 years. So
So-
you were 2 when you started.
Yeah, 2.5. And I have volunteers who have started, they already graduated college. When they come back into town, if they're not local, they go visit their friends. They're in touch with their friends.
It's wonderful.
I get regards, oh yeah, this one stopped by, or that one stopped by, or I got an email, and it's just amazing the way these friendships, where they go. It's pretty incredible.
Later on in the show, we're going to tell you viewers at home how you can volunteer for this organization, because I know you thrive on volunteers.
Correct.
Of all ages, probably, right?
Yes, well, we have specific ages and different programs for different ages.
Okay, so yeah.
Okay, so the Friends at Home program, I'll tell you, that's one of the a very popular program because it's, it takes care of that lonely feeling or they're not happy, and we've had incredible very different types of matches because of so many different types of kids.
So diversity is stressed.
Yes,
That's good.
yeah.
Do you take any kind of volunteers for this, or does everyone in the program have to be Jewish?
For right now, we are solely focused on the Jewish community. We
So-
want
the volunteers too?
Yes.
Okay.
We're limited in our resources, we're limited in our time, and we want to make sure that we're taking care of our immediate family.
Right.
And we know that we haven't finished doing that, and God willing, one day when we expand and we're much bigger, we know that we're going to be opening the doors. But for now, we're very much focused. And one of the reasons are because we feel that individuals with disabilities should have an opportunity to be part of the community. Because in the Jewish
Absolutely.
world, the community is very strong, and many times they weren't able to, or they're not able to go to the Hebrew school or participate in shul activities because it's just too challenging. So we want to give them the opportunity to feel a part of the community and feel that love for Judaism and the fun and the joy and the spirit. And we try to give it to them in a very, soft kind of way.
Non-stressful.
Totally not stressful.
And you're
we
not
just want it to
forcing
be
them-
fun.
Right,
Like
not
they think
forcing them
Jewish,
to do
it's fun.
anything.
No,
Right.
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
What a great idea. Why did you get the idea to start this?
So my husband and I, while we were dating, we knew we were going to devote ourselves to the Jewish community. We didn't know exactly what, but we knew we were going to devote ourselves to the Jewish community. And my husband's originally from Maryland. My in-laws are the regional directors of Chabad of Maryland. So
Okay.
anything that happens here is under their direction. So we came here to work under them.
To people that don't know,
Yes.
explain what Chabad is really quickly.
Okay, so Chabad is an organization, a Jewish organization, Chabad Lubavitch, where we want to give every Jew out there the opportunity to learn about their Judaism in whatever way, whether it's a shul or a Hebrew school or bat mitzvah clubs, young adult things, JLI, which is Jewish Learning Institute, whatever it may be. Chabad is there for you to allow you the chance to explore your Judaism and feel a part of the community, and take your Judaism to the next level as you please and as you wish.
Right.
So
You don't. You're ultra religious, the Chabad people, but you don't force others to become
Correct.
religious. Which you're more non-judgmental, which is why,
there's no judgments, and I don't even like the word religious. It's more that we're observant.
Right.
It's more observant. I'm not more Jewish, less Jewish.
Right.
a
Definitely
Jew is a
not.
Jew.
No, because there's all kinds. Right.
That's right. So Friendship Circle falls exactly into that category. So you asked me how we started. So we're here for about a year. We moved down here about 11 years ago, and the special needs community, it was just obvious in the Jewish community that wasn't being serviced in that inclusive kind of way. And there's other models around the country that it's kind of like you're franchising, but you're really on your
Right. You're on
own.
your
But you
own,
have
but-
a network of people
Yeah.
to share ideas with and do that kind of stuff with. So it was pretty obvious that this was a very strong need. I personally connect with it. I was a teacher beforehand, and it was, I guess, pretty unique. I had a very inclusive classroom. I had more than one child with special needs in my classroom, some more obvious than others. And I just enjoyed seeing how the typical peers were able to include or actually feel challenged by their classmate, and to work with the class to be inclusive and accepting. And yeah, your friend might have a tantrum for 10 minutes because you sang the song too fast. And we're going to deal with that. So I felt very connected with that. So that whole thing came very naturally to me. When we saw there was a need, I was like, I'm on this.
So you decided to start Friendship Circle.
Correct.
Now, how do you guys stay afloat? Where'd you get funding from?
That's
'Cause
really my husband, but he's not here.
Right, right.
So my husband does all the development and fundraising, and we rely on individuals in the community who
Donations
who strongly believe
and volunteers.
And yeah,
And it's nonprofit.
correct.
Yeah, okay. So
Correct.
you're really servicing. Now, how many people do you service at any one time? I suppose they come in and they stay.
Yeah,
Mostly.
Yeah. So over the course of the year, we will be in touch with over 100 families who have a child, a teen, or a young adult with special needs, and 250 volunteers,
That's
starting
amazing.
from 6th grade through college and young
Wow.
adults. Yeah.
That's something to be proud of.
Where it's kind of, it just happened like amazingly over the years. We just kept on, the need grew, and everybody's recognizing this is an important part of the community,
Yeah,
and it just kind of worked like that.
right.
Yeah.
What is some of the feedback you've gotten from people within the organization?
From parents,
Yeah, parents or teachers or other people who interact, somebody at synagogue or whatever that might interact with
So we get incredible feedback. We're all, it's like, for us, it's just all happy and good. It has to be all happy and good. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you know, it's, you know, we're not a school, you know.
No homework.
No, there's absolutely no homework. Every child has their own experience at Friendship Circle. I'll give you one example. So I had one boy, he was about 11 at the time, with special needs. He joined Friendship Circle. I met with his mom. We spoke about it. She's like, oh, I have an older daughter. And I said, you know, I'm not going to even ask her to volunteer. She lives with this. It's just, you know, we're not going to burden her with come volunteer also, right? And the mom said, yeah, totally. We're not going to impose this on her. We're just going to talk about your son. And as he gets involved, on her own, the daughter decides she wants to get involved with Friendship Circle. She got so involved, she became part of my teen leadership board.
Wow.
Which is another great aspect of Friendship Circle. And at one point, maybe I asked her, whatever it was, you know, what she enjoyed about Friendship Circle. And for her personally, she said she loved seeing her brother be accepted and thought of as like cool, and everybody wanted to be with him. She doesn't experience that. For her at home, it's more of a burden. And he maybe drives her a little nuts
Of
at
course,
home, you know? It's like what siblings
absolutely.
do.
It's very demanding.
It was, and it was really demanding. Like, you know, any sibling can be demanding. This was like almost over the top.
Right.
And for her to be in an environment where he was respected and wanted, and everyone was high-fiving him, and like to her, that was like the world.
It's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
All right, don't go away.
Okay.
Don't you go away. We will be right back after this break.
Make goods in response to an international disaster, it's expensive.
They have to cross the sea, pass through customs, be inspected, sorted, then finally delivered.
And often they arrive too late to help, making your good intentions feel a little empty.
There is a better way.
Cash donations are fast, simple, and allow professional relief workers to purchase supplies close at hand.
Cash is best. Learn more at CIDI.org.
It's our duty to serve veterans and military families who serve their country in the most difficult ways imaginable. Together, we can say thank you in so many ways. Small acts of kindness mean more than anything. With our support, veterans and military families can face even the most difficult challenges. Let's honor their service with ours.
For care as special as your child, we offer medical child care with nurses on site located in Rockville. As a program of the ARC of Montgomery County, we provide a typical child care environment, meeting the needs of medically fragile children, including daily nursing assessments, while learning through a state-approved curriculum. If you know of a child between 6 weeks and 5 years old who needs our services, contact us at the Family, Infant, and Child Care Center at 301-279-2165.
We're back on Connecting Our Community, and again, this is Chana Kaplan. She and her husband Mendel co-founded Friendship Circle, and that serves all of Maryland, or just Montgomery County. I wanted to clarify.
Montgomery County and Washington.
And Washington, D.C. Okay, so this metropolitan area
Correct.
mostly, not all of Maryland. Okay,
Right.
okay. I was kind of curious about some of the programs specifically that you were, because you have all these different ages, so everything has to be
Age appropriate.
customized for them, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So I spoke about one before, which
Yeah.
is the Friends at Home program, which is very
That was,
popular.
that was great.
Yes, and then we have group programs. This is where even more volunteers come in. So we'll start with one of the programs that we have twice a month. It's called the Tourist Circle and Teen Scene. It's a 2-hour drop-off program, and that's, of course, a great thing. Parents can drop their kids off and not worry about them. Just, we rent space at the local JCC in Rockville,
Okay.
and it's kind of like 2 hours of camp. We have every child and teen is paired up with 1 or 2 teen buddies throughout the entire 2 hours. We have 3 different groups based on age, so we have 5 through 10, and then 10 through 13, and then 14 to 18. And we like to keep the ages together because it's just more socially appropriate.
And it ends at 18, or you go from 18 on?
So we actually push it a little bit to 19 or 20 because some of the some of them have been with us for so long.
And
so
also
they stay like that
they're
extra year.
transitioning.
And they're transitioning to the young adult
a-
program,
in
which
a
we
big
have.
way, yeah.
So we have another program for young adults.
Okay,
Which I'll
yeah.
tell you about in a minute.
Yeah.
So this program is incredible. We do this twice a month, and we do tons of activities with them. We're always changing it up. We do anything from taekwondo to yoga, sports, theater, music, drum circle, cooking, art.
So they show up, they don't know what it could
They
be
do
any-
know. They
Oh,
do
okay.
know. They get like they have a schedule at the
Oh,
beginning of the
but
year. They
you're-
see, but we're
you're able to
constantly
plan
changing.
ahead.
Oh yeah, we plan ahead. We're yeah.
That's really,
We
you're
have to do that.
a mother of 6 kids and you're still planning other activities, you know, whatever.
We do this all in the summer. We like make sure we got it all.
That's crazy, but okay. Good for you.
Survival, right?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
you got to be organized. And part of the Torah circle in the teen scene is we always have a Jewish theme of the week, and we do a little bit of prayers and singing, and it's always the same songs. And I get from parents that kids are trying to sing the songs at home because they're easy and they're fun, and they're like the vital prayers that we sing in any synagogue. So they also get familiar with that. And we'll pick like a topic, whether it's a Jewish value or a Jewish holiday that's coming up, or we teach, you know, whatever it may be, and we'll connect the craft to it or the food fun with it. And it's an incredible 2 hours. And another thing that has come out of this, it came out of something else, but join this, and I'll tell you what this is. We have a parent support group that meets either once or twice a month, depending on them, and they drop off their kid, we get another space at the JCC, and they have a room where they talk, convene, share, support each other, whatever
That
it may
is
be.
hugely important for caregivers, siblings, family. It is hugely important to have a place where they can
Absolutely. And
talk
some-
about anything and let it all
anything.
out.
And some parents are a little more experienced. They say, this has been my experience, try
Right.
this, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And that whole parent group actually started because another great thing that we have at Friendship Circles, we have a team friendship. We have a group of walkers or runners that participate in the Miami Marathon.
Wow.
Yes, it's incredible. We have an amazing team captain, Dana Ginsburg here, and she recruited this year 20 walkers or runners to either do a half or full marathon. And the purpose of the team is they fundraise money for Friendship Circle, and it comes directly back to us, and they go have a great weekend, and they do the marathon. And out of that group of women that went last year, that's where the parent support group started, because
Oh, yeah.
moms met each other.
That's
Moms
great,
committed
yeah.
to doing the half marathon, like, we got to continue this. And they came back to Friendship Circle, and we started the support group
That's wonderful.
locally. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
support groups are really important. Yeah, all for it.
Yes. So now then we move on to the older kids, because
Yeah.
this kind of ends at like 19, 20, pushing it. For young adults, we have another completely different program. We call it YAD, which stands for Young Adult Division. And for that program, we get a whole different set of volunteers. We either work with Chabad on different campuses to bring us volunteers, like Chabad at Maryland or Chabad at GW, or young professionals in the area. Many of them are alumni volunteers, because we like to keep the volunteers kind of the same age as the
Right.
participants. And like this, they get to have that
So
social...
they can be friends.
Absolutely. When we ask the YAD participants, what's your favorite part of YAD? Let me tell you, we meet once a month at great venues. We'll go to the Sunflower Bakery to learn how to do a workshop there. We'll go bowling. We'll go to gymnastic places. We'll go to Home Depot to do a workshop. We'll go to laser tag or whatever it may be. So I'm like, trying to be all original with all my ideas. Meanwhile, they told me the thing that they love most is hanging out with the peers. So the venue is kind of just as an activity
background,
to do.
a
Yes,
background.
exactly.
The relationships are crucial.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
special needs kids deserve every bit of relationship that any other typical
They have
kid
the
would have.
same
And it's
needs,
so
like all-
hard.
yeah, it's the
and it's
same
not
need.
talked about. So, this is a way to sort of get it out in the community and do something about it and provide the companionship and the relationships, which we're so desperate.
Desperate. I'll tell you a great story that just happened just in the past couple of weeks. So at one of our programs with college students from University of Maryland, so we did a off-site activity. We went to Monster Mini Golf, and I just kind of made this announcement to the volunteers. If you're interested in continuing and seeing your friends a little more often, let me know. That was it. I didn't even know this happened, but one of the volunteers who was hanging out with one of the participants, she asked him, like, hey, would you like to hang out next week on Sunday and go out for pizza or whatever? I don't know what they did. This was like the first time anybody's ever asked him that. And they exchanged numbers, and he was picked up by her. I mean, the mom
Amazing, yeah.
said this was like the first time this ever happened, and he's lonely. He's desperate for this
Yeah.
kind of, just like anybody. We all need people.
Right,
We all
right.
need friends. It doesn't, friendship doesn't discriminate. We all need it. So we try to create an environment where we can let it like flourish and,
Yeah, it's a
and
great
hopefully
idea.
go beyond the program.
Yeah, the socially starved, and it's hard. Yeah, it's hard for them. So it's a wonderful thing that you're doing.
It's been an amazing journey, and I feel like as my teens grow older, my young adult division is going to grow, and it's
Yeah.
going to have to be more often because once a month is just
Right.
not going to be enough.
No, it's definitely not enough.
It's not going to be enough.
Yeah, because they want to be social and they want to be out there in society. Is
Absolutely.
young adult 18 to 25, or is it just
I
just
kinda
19, 20,
start-
21?
I kind of started around 20, and then I have not put an end to it right now.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
growing with everybody.
Yeah, 'cause
And
they're
if we
gonna get
grow
older and-
Older, then I might have to do
Yeah.
a adult, not young
Right,
adult, but an
right,
adult.
yeah. I can imagine that would be the next thing coming, because these kids will,
Absolutely.
young
Yeah.
adults will grow into
Yeah,
adults.
I can never
and-
leave my. I can never strand
Yeah.
them. They're like my children.
Right.
I've grown
Right.
with them for years. You know.
Yeah, plus the volunteers might want to continue relationships anyway, which is what you want. You
Absolutely.
Want to,
That's
like
our,
blossoming.
We're like, we're hoping to get our alumni, because people do tend. This is good about the Washington area, that people, the
Mm-hmm.
teenagers tend to come back when they're young adults, because it's a lot of opportunity here.
Yeah, that's
So to keep our alumni, I have one of my alumni working for me now. And
That's great.
at one of my programs, she's the group leader. I mean, it's incredible.
it's lovely that you have gotten attracted so many volunteers. What is the total amount of volunteers you have? Because we want to tell folks that you need more, because this is a lot of work.
It's a lot of
Going
work.
around, going to people's houses, organizing, activities, but how many volunteers would you say you have?
So
in the
right now we
range?
have about like 250 volunteers.
That is amazing, and I know you need every one of them.
Yeah, and we're growing. We grow every week. We're growing. We have more contacts, more registrations, like constantly on both ends. It's pretty amazing. Another great program we have. Unless you had a
No, go
okay.
ahead. I'd love to know.
This is it's called the Birthday Club. So this is back to the younger kids. This is really more for the younger kids, not so much for the teens. So it started because I had a group of B'nai Mitzvah kids, so that's
Yeah.
6th and 7th graders who were looking for a bar bat mitzvah project, and
Right.
they wanted to come volunteer, and I really was focusing on a little bit older volunteers. Like, no, we really want to be hands-on, we want to work with the kids, we want to really be involved. So we kind of came up with this amazing idea, and that was to do a monthly birthday party.
For all the kids born in that month?
They're the ones that we highlight, but everybody's invited to
Yeah,
every birthday
right,
party.
right. That's wonderful.
And siblings are invited to birthday parties. So there's been so many benefits to the birthday parties. First of all, we've heard from parents that their kids aren't really invited to birthday
Right,
parties.
of course not. Right.
So
Yeah.
we took care of that.
That's
You're
wonderful,
at least
yeah.
once a month, you're going to be
That's
at a
a good
birthday party
idea.
at one of the coolest venues in town. Like, we go everywhere. And we have the 6th and 7th graders who are the volunteers for the bar mitzvah, B'nai Mitzvah, I'm sorry,
That's
for
their
the birthday
project.
party. They
Oh,
do it as
right.
a project. I don't care what they do
Right,
it for, but
right.
it's for 6th and 7th
Right.
grade. That's the age group.
Yeah.
And it works out great because it is more age appropriate for to have like a 12-year-old jumping around with a 10-year-old on a moon bounce
Right.
than a 18-year-old
Right,
or
right,
even
absolutely.
a 16-year-old.
Right. What are the opportunities to volunteer that you now have and need people for? Because I want to make sure that we also give the website and how to get in touch with you.
Okay, so
So if somebody wants to do something, they approach you.
they approach me. So we have, it's pretty clear on the website.
Okay, yeah.
www.fcmd.org. It's
Yeah,
probably up there.
and
whatever.
it's going to be up on the screen, yeah.
Right, okay. So we start in 6th and 7th grade. 6th and 7th grade is one group, and they volunteer just for birthday parties. Then we have 8th through 12th graders, and they volunteer for the Torah Circle and Teen Scene, which we spoke about before, and we also have holiday programs throughout the year, and the Friends at Home program.
Okay.
So they have, as you get older, your opportunities grow a little
Right.
bit. Then college students, young professionals, that would be with my young adults division. And then I also need adult volunteers. And many times I'll get parents of volunteers or parents of
Yeah.
the children or teens to come and help us at all different programs, whether it's to help us, help us run the different
Right.
programs. And that's, you find it all on the website. It's very,
That's what important to say again. So
there's
the
a
website
volunteer
is.
tab.
Oh, okay.
And then you
so
go on there, and it says 6th and 7th grade, 8th through 12th. I think it says, I don't remember, college, young adult, and adult. If I'm not mistaken.
You'll find your category when you
You
go.
will find your category.
So it's fcmd.org.
Correct.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Very important to remember, fcmd.org. So I gather the website is completely informational, and
Yes.
you can click on the category and find out more from there.
Yes, and you can find out all the programs we have. You'll see lots of pictures and get a real feel for what it's all about.
So this has probably made you feel fantastic. 'Cause it started
Ye-
from,
Yeah, it's amazing. It
Nothing
was
and
pretty
now it's-
organic how it all grew, and it is amazing. But at the same time, like I tell people, because it's really, this should be normal. It's not extra special.
right, it should be.
Like,
But you're
yes,
doing something and
it should
making
be,
it, making
and-
it more normal.
And so, you know, that's one of the things that we've seen is a lot of the volunteers, they're not sure what they want to do, college, this, that, you know, they work with the kids and they're like, wow, I feel like I'm really doing something here. I'm going to go into OT, PT, something.
So they've, yeah.
Something. It's really guided a lot. I've gotten a lot of feedback that it's guided them for life. Like, now I know what I want to do.
Wonderful. You're a counselor too, and a guidance
Who knew?
counselor. Okay, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
So Hannah Kaplan and your husband Mendel, thank
Yes.
you so much. Too bad he couldn't come, but that's okay.
He's with the other 6 at home.
That's right. fcmd.org. You can also go to the Connecting Our Community blog on the mymcmedia.org website. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you, Hannah.
Pleasure.
And see you next time on another Connecting Our Community. I'm Karen Allen. Bye-bye.